Morning guys. So today is the day. We've got an exciting project planned, but we've got to go down to the workshop. So let's get moving. Now, you may remember in last week's video, I turned around and said this. We will show you what's coming for that in a couple of weeks. We are, or should I say, I am mega excited to get the replacement on there. But you have to stay tuned for that one. Well, I've always liked the look of Chad's van from Living the Van Life. This looks nothing like that, but I have always liked the lights. So, considering the light bar situation, I decided to reach out to Auxbeam, and they decided to send this, which is 6 of their V-Series 5-inch lights. We decided to go for outer yellows, and then the 4 centres will be white, all with the amber DRL, which each one has built into them. Originally, we came across Auxbeam when we were in the Arctic. Alex Frood from Mispronounced Adventures runs them on his van, and Ash from Lost in Europe runs them on basically all of his toys. Everything from the tractor, quad, to the Pajero, everything has Auxbeam. And we were really impressed with the quality. Now, considering we've only ever had eBay lights generally, this is a massive step up for us. And I am really excited to dig into them. I haven't actually opened them yet to see what they're like. So whatever my reaction is will be my true reaction. Let's open them up. Each one of these benefits from being 86 watts each. They have both a wide and a spot beam, and they look fantastic. You get a nice little instruction manual in the box. You get stickers. Everyone loves a good sticker. You get big, actually really nicely done wiring harness in here. So this comes with everything you need connected to the battery. You've got nice waterproofed connections on there, and you've got switch there, which does the DRL switch individually from the main light. It's also all relayed with fuses all inside, and it's generally just a really nice piece of kit. You also find in here the brackets, which look like a really nice stout bracket compared to some of the ones we've got on this. So you've got 2 of those, you get 2 per box, and then the light units. So this is one of the clear ones. Now each light also comes with these pop-off covers, because in countries like Germany, you're not allowed to drive on the road with additional lighting without having covers like this. So each light comes with them. But that is a really nicely made, all metal bodied piece of kit, is that? So you can mount it either way. There's 2 holes there and 2 holes there, and then repeated there. So you can actually mount it in either orientation, and you can move it by about 1 inch up and down, which will come in handy because I think we're actually going to have to slightly lift them up to stop them interfering with the roof because of the bulge on these roofs in the middle. Let's bring you in close and let's show you the detail on these. So like I said a minute ago, these are really nice bits of kit, like you see, all proper connectors in there, all nicely waterproofed as well, gasketed with the little rubbers on them. Dual switches, which is quite nice. Relay in there, so it's all done. It's all heat shrinked as well. All the terminals feel good and nice. They don't feel cheap like a lot of them do. You get your bolts and your fittings, obviously your sticker and everything else. Now up close you can see what I mean by them being dual bolted. So you can bolt them in any orientation you want, because obviously you've got your DRLs that run in here. So let's unbox the yellow one and show you that one. So this is one of the yellow ones. Again, comes with a pop-off cover. You can see the difference there between the 2 lights. Obviously they are non-removable, so if you buy a yellow one, it's not a cover, it's not film, it's not anything else. It is actually a yellow light, so that's worth bearing in mind. So now I think that we've been through and shown you the lights, it's time to start fitting them, because I am mega excited to get these on. So we need to get the old light bar off and the corner lights, bring the bar down, and then my aim is to try and fit them off the van. I think that's going to be easier than trying to attach it all up there to the unistrut, drill the unistrut, etc., getting metal shavings all over the van. So, let's get everything off, and then we can start fitting them up. I can't wait to see what this looks like. So obviously we've got 6 lights for this. So if anyone's intrigued on how to do this, I've just had to ask my dad for this. So essentially, get where you want it from the end, on both ends, measure the distance between point A and point B, and then divide by 5, and that will give you all your marks all the way along the workpiece. So let's go and grab the drill, and let's drill some holes. Oh dear. So obviously that drill catching fire has just made that ever so interesting. As far as Dad offered to lend me his drill, but the battery's nearly dead on it. So yeah, I'm now at the point where the only option I have is to try the drill press. Now luckily I have already got all the pilot holes drilled. There was enough power in Dad's to do that. Determined to get this done today. Right, we now have all the holes drilled all the way along. But we need to take out this bolt here because it interferes there. And similarly this side we need to take this bolt out here because it interferes with this bracket here. So let's pop those 2 out and then we can get the lights all mounted up. So we have now got all of them in. This is really starting to get exciting. I am like a kid at Christmas. So let's get all the lights mounted up. And I think I'll time lapse that because they're fiddly little bolts. So we'll get a time lapse set up and then we'll show you what it looks like. They're all mounted. I'm going to tidy up the bench and then we'll take you in for a closer look. You can see here exactly how this jumper harness works. All it does is just connect to each light and splits off, and then you're left with one connection which then routes down inside the van. Now I think I've got a spare car battery somewhere, so what I'm going to do before I try and get them up on the roof is I'm going to bench test them. A, because it's best practice, but B, I am so excited to see what they look like. So I'm going to see if I can find that and get it rigged up. Found a battery. I don't have anything to hold the battery terminals on with, so I can't see it. So this should just be DRL, like that. Again, I can't actually see this. All I can see is it lighting up the workshop around me. So you can turn that off individually. And you can see probably just how bright they are. They're literally lighting up the whole barn, and the spread of them is ridiculous. Now obviously you can switch which come on, so DRL only, then you green, that'll be spots, or you can have both on, I think. Looks like both are on. But yeah, the spread, when you see the shadow where it's lighting up, it's got nearly 180 degree spread. It's lighting up the wall straight to the side of me, which is just ridiculous. But yeah, you can just see everything, the whole barn lighting up down the other end. Right, all the wiring is now cable tied. That was a bad example. That one needs cable tying. All the other wiring is now cable tied. It's all on there. I just need to sort that one out. And then we've got our main cable that comes off then at the end to go back under the solar panel. Right, the time has come. Let's get them on the roof. that poses a problem. And like I said, there's a hump on the roof. And I was kind of hoping that we would avoid it. We are slightly off, but not by a lot. Probably 3 mil. So if we gap them by 10, I think that would probably do exactly what we need it to do. Okay, so I won't bore you with making them, but these are essentially the brackets already done. They don't matter really what they look like because you're not going to see them. But yeah, all painted up. Let's go pop them in. Honestly, just walking outside the workshop. God, that looks cool. I love it. Ah, can't wait to have these working. I've just realised I'm an absolute pleb, and there's a very easy way to attach wires to a battery post, and that's mole grips. So I have looped the loom over the side of the van, and I'm very curious to see what it looks like for the first time. So I think from memory, red is DRL. Okay, I've just seen it turn on in the back of one of those cars. Oh, yes. 3, 2, 1. Oh, jeez. That is mega bright, is that? Holy Jesus. We need to start bringing wires in. So there's cable glands up on the roof. Obviously we can take out some of the old cables from the light bar and those 2 amber lights that were up there before. And then we need to bring them through inside. Obviously I've said previously, we need to extend the wires because obviously they're designed for a 4x4 and the runs are much longer in this. Let's crack on with the least enjoyable part. Bit of brute force and ignorance, and there we go. So I ended up having to cut the harness to get it through the roof because these connector blocks here are dual crimped when they go into some of these places. You can see there. So there was no way that dual was going to go through without a big fight. So took the decision to cut them, left them fairly long, the tails, and left them long on the roof as well. So we've got quite a lot of cable to actually come through.
I've been contemplating all my time. My thoughts make me tired, just running through my mind. Wonder if there's peace I can find.
So now this will get fed up into the cupboard and this will go across. And then what we need to do is take our battery cables, bring them down the wall, across the bed, and then to the batteries. Obviously what we're going to have to do first is extend them. So let's do that now. I've just run all the cables along there, up there, and then along this B pillar here, essentially down to this. Now this isn't permanent. What I'm going to end up doing eventually is relaying it off the high beams onto a single switch. So something like this where you can turn it on and off. So for MOT purposes, it's still legal. And again, with the DRLs, they'll get put into a switch live with the option of them being switchable, because in the UK, having amber front runners is not legal. So you always need the ability to turn them on and off, but I want them to come on and off generally with vehicle power, which is the DRLs, and then come on with the high beams, which is the big lights. But yeah, all wired into the leisure system, all done. It's been a bloody long day because I've sorted out some other bits on the roof while I was there. Not noteworthy, just cable management and stuff like that. But it's all stuff that takes time. And when you're up a ladder, your legs are killing you and your feet are killing you, especially when you decide to do it in bands. So everything's completely installed. And I must say, I am incredibly happy with the quality of the product. It's so different from what we had on here before. It is a completely different level of product. But we now need to show you what they look like. And to do that, we're going to have to wait for it to get just a little bit darker. side beam, and this is Auxbeam. Hell yeah! So, I'm not entirely sure how far away it is. I'll put it on screen once I've measured it on Google Maps. But you can see right down the road, down as far as you can see, that is a long way away. And we are lighting up the sign. Turn those off. Obviously, that is the remnants of the dip. That's main beam. That's Auxbeam. That is absolutely mental how far that will go. Well, it's the next morning now, because it was much easier to record this during the day than at night because it looked like crap. So, we are incredibly happy with how these turned out. I can't believe the sheer spread that the lights have when you're out. You've got nearly 180-degree view, and the distance they can cover is just incredible. Just want to say a massive thank you to Auxbeam Lighting. Hopefully we'll get to work with you guys again in the future. We're incredibly happy with the product, and we could highly recommend this to anybody looking to go and find lights for their van. But for this week, that's where we're going to leave you. So remember to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.